Nothing like being ill prepared, huh, people? Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties and then my camera shut off and I had to reset it and then had to reset it. But think I think I'm okay now. If you people can see me okay, let me know in the comments below. If you people can hear me okay, well, I would know because you're going, what? What? But you're not going, what? So, anyway, Lance, welcome to the party. Thank you. Rachel the 208 is here, says, I'm here. Emily is here, says, hey, Bob. Hey to you, miss. Good to see you, Miss Am. Let's see what's we got here. Tug is here. He says, greetings, Gate. Ziplex is here. He says, I'm gonna get this wrong. Bien vendidos. Bien vendidos. And a bien vendidos you too. Pardon españolos mi malo. Christopher's here. Christopher, how you doing? Welcome to the party. And Dan, the breaking news man. Oh my God, Dan, so good to see you. Where you been, stranger? Good to see you, Dan. Welcome to the show after an absence. And believe it or not, I think I'm caught up. Oh, by the way, you guys noticed? I did a post. I haven't done posts in a while because I had this crazy idea no one was getting them, and I don't think one person saw my post saying I was going on tonight, which either means everybody already knew that, or my posts just aren't popping like they were. Uh, Mr. Sundstrom and I were talking about that. We think we've gone off the grid somehow. Don't know how we can get back on it. Someone said try doing more shorts, but oh, Tug says he saw the post. That's someone. Um, I must. There may have been a couple of last minute. Hey there, yeah, of course I'll be there. I haven't gotten the last batch, but anywho, Rachel says I was checking your post and nothing new came up. Yeah, I put out a post today saying I was going live tonight at 7. Emily says, I never get on YouTube until you go live, so I just saw it before you came on. Well, that's something at least. Tug says, ooh, I'm someone. I finally made it. You've always been someone to me, Tug. And Len says, Dave is on at 7:30 or 8:30 tomorrow night, Thrash. I'll try to make it this time. Gosh, knows. I felt bad I had to miss him the other time, but thank you all for letting him know that I was there in spirit. So not much going on tonight, by the way. I did Mrs. Thrash got me a new trivia game for Christmas. It's called Take Two. It's really slick. So tonight's trivia is gonna be a mixed bag. I didn't take the questions directly. I thought that would be a cop out, but they're not multiple choice either. The way it works is it's actually kind of slick. It's one of those games where you start with one clue, no one gets it, you start with another clue, and there's 5 clues. And usually people can get it in the idea is to get it in 2 or 3. But anyway, I used it as an impetus for tonight's game, so it's gonna be kind of a hodgepodge of Michigots. Indies here says things are going to start happening to me now. Yes, things are going to start happening to all of us now. Emily says R.I.P. Bridget Bardot. Yes, heavy casualty. She made it to 91 though. She should be very proud. And my flock is everywhere. It's here. Sister Sarah says hit that and the this and the this. And she's ducking emojis, but basically she's saying like, subscribe, and all that sort of rot. So good to see you, Sister Sarah. And Lance says Thrash been watching a lot of bowling, even in black and white. Is there any other way? Zublik says, didn't know that Emily R.I.P. Miss Bardot. Yeah, she died early this morning, I believe. Oh, Tug Bug. I like that's a cute name for Mr. Tug if he likes it. Yeah, but it's been a year of heavy casualties. In fact, I almost did one of those year-end things where we honor the people we've lost, but 2025 has been so depressing, and there have been such heavy casualties. I decided that that was a little maudlin, so I decided to keep it just sort of random. And And Lynn says, and Lance dance. Yes, everybody do the Lance dance. So other than that, like I say, not much going on. Like I said, I'm having technical problems, so we might try to keep it a little early tonight, but we will see. Uh oh, Indy. Yes, Indy saying hi to K Dub. This could sound like a really, really, really random question. I had this movie stuck in my head. I was listening to YouTube the other night, and the song in my shuffle, because I listen to a lot of oldies, the Coaster song "Poison Ivy" came on, and I love that song. I've loved the Coasters since I was a little kid. Of course, they were oldies even back then. But there was an old buddy film, I want to say from the late 80s. I believe it was about two has-been uh, baseball players or jocks of some kind, maybe not even professional, just college or whatever. But it was sort of like one of those big chill ripoffs. But it was about these two aging buddies, and I can't remember the lines or the setup but I remember the trailer for it. They're playing Poison Ivy, and they're in a bar or a pool hall or something, dancing to Poison Ivy. This is the mother and father of all long shots. But if there's anyone on the planet that would get that, it'd be you. Here's one for you, and I won't tell you why. It'll become obvious um, soon. I was able to determine there was an old '80s nostalgia movie. Because remember, that was the thing about the '80s. It was the most cutting edge decade of all time and the most nostalgic. And there was a movie they did called The In Crowd about the whole American bandstand craze. And I don't want to tell you how long it took me to figure out the name of that movie with nothing but little clues. Oh, Emily says it would take the whole hour and a half. Yes, it probably would. It probably would. And then some. I'd still be leaving somebody out. You always leave somebody out too. I'm always afraid I'm going to leave somebody out, and that'll hurt somebody's feelings. That actually happened to the Arquette family when not David Arquette. Oh, the one from The Wedding Singer who played the the backup singer for Adam Sandler. Uh, when he passed on, he was snubbed by the remember the Oscars did their very famous people we've lost, and he had been around. He was a child actor. He's actually in the video for the Tubes. She's a beauty. He's the boy in the Tubes video when he was a boy. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Sarah says I got email today from YouTube. I can I'm monetize my channel now. You can monetize your channel. I am so proud of you, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, I'm so proud of you. Doug says, "Hooray, Sarah! Congrats! Yes, that is like so awesome." Emily says, "My nickname was Eminem for a while. We won't explain why. I bet I could guess." Zublik says, "Mrs. Bardot was an animal rights activist. She certainly was. She was a wonderful person." Hey, KL is here. KL, welcome to the party. So good to see you. Everybody say hey to KL. Kevin. At the entertainment headquarters. Oh, you guys already are. Alex Arquette. Thank you, Alex Arquette. Or Alexis, I believe it would be pronounced Alexis. Thank you. Thank you. I was wildly groping for that. Image will haunt me. Super just preferable over S&M. um, let's just see. Oh, Tracy's here. I missed her, but everybody's saying hello, Tracy. So, Tracy, welcome to the show. So good to see you, my lady. Um, so Emily says, depends on the person. Zubil says, naughty, naughty, unapologetic. Why? What did Tug say? That's debatable, Zuper. Ah, ha, 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 ha. He's unapologetic for a reason. Yes, he is, Emily. And Tab is here and says, hey, Thrash, I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Likewise to all of you, but especially you, Tab. So sad about Bridget Bardot passing. She was France's answer to Marilyn Monroe and Raquel Welch put together. Yes, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. No offense, more talented than them too. A lot of people saying hi to Teb. Indy says, "Don't sweat it, Thrash. You would marvel at the number of random questions I get on a daily basis. You're probably thinking of the film Stealing Home. I'm gonna Google it when I get off. Everybody, Stealing Home. $5 says he got that right. Thank you. Like I said, I haven't seen that movie in Godwood. I'm guessing 88. That's my educated guess, 88, which means I haven't seen that movie in nearly 40 years, 37 to be exact. But yeah, I think you're at Stealing Home. But again, every time for some reason, like every time I hear Poison Ivy lately, I think of it. Um, that's like you ever have something where you get a glimpse of something in your head, and you're like, okay, I've got to figure out where that comes from. I'm sure you guys do. Remember one of my favorite episodes of Married with Children? I'm sure you guys remember it. When Al hears the tail end of one of his favorite songs when he was a teenager, and he starts to slowly go insane because he can't remember it. All he can remember is the one riff. The guy who wrote that episode said that's actually him. He does that, which is why everyone thought it was so funny. And there's Tracy. She's saying hello to everybody, and hello to you too, Tracy Bubla. So good to see you, my lady. Ziplik says definitely Raquel Welch. Oh, all beautiful actresses and all had talent, but I think let's face it, Bordeaux was a better actress of the three. She was the best actress. And he says, Stealing Home was 88. So you're solid so far. It's funny how years jump out at you, particularly because I was in college at the time. And like, college, you're living in a certain place, you're taking certain level classes. So for some reason, from 86 to 91, it's I'm pretty good at pinpointing years. And Lynn says, Ian says hi to everyone. Tell him I said hey. I talked to him on Facebook a couple weeks ago, but tell him I said hi and to stay in touch. Deb says, what 2025 celebrity death shocked you the most? Rob Reiner. Definitely Rob Reiner. Snark Sass is here and says howdy. Howdy to you, Snark Sass. So good to see you. Zubik says, I think Stealing Home was directed by Lee Grant. Am I wrong? I don't recall. Like I said, I saw it once with my buddies 37 years ago, and I think we were drunk at the time. I had a lot of friends who were sports fans back then. Emily says, thank you, Lance. Tell him we say hi back. Zubik goes, oh, Cindy D is here. I'm sorry, we just jumped. That's why I kind of had to extrapolate. And yes, Emily said, tell him we all say hi back. I had to guess because you jumped off the page. And then Cindy D is here and she jumped off the page. So I had to go back. Finally got the notification. Hello, everyone. Yes, I actually did a post today. I haven't been doing posts in a while, but it posts. Or why am I saying that in plural? It's one post. Chris says, have to go to bed. I have a headache. Good night, everyone. Okay, more than understand, Chris. Get some rest. Hope you feel better. But there's a Doctor Who question on tonight's trivia. So be sure to watch and replay because I was thinking of you when I wrote it. And Zublik says, send him our regards, Lance. Definitely, definitely. I'm telling we all miss him. Everyone's saying that they hope Chris feels better, as do I. Tug says boopies to Snark. Everyone's saying hi to Cindy D. Chris, are you still here, by the way, Chris? If you're still here, I have a question for you right before you go. If not, I'll ask you next time. And I am caught up. I'm just giving it a moment to see if Chris is still here. No, just everyone's saying get some rest. And he may have already left. Oh well, I'll ask him next time. It wasn't important. Entity says, I'm fine. Had a great Christmas. You, yes, Cindy, I had a very nice. It was a very subdued affair, which this year was really all I could take. But the immediates were there, and that Chinese restaurant I was telling you about, the one that Mrs. Thrash and I had our first date at, the one that my mother introduced me to, at a Christmas party for work when I was like, she thinks I said 12. She says it was earlier than that. It could have been, but it was like my first real exposure to Chinese food. I was kind of a picky eater as a kid, and I fell in love with it. It's the Tiki Port. We were able to get Chinese food from it before it closed, and that was kind of a big deal out of nostalgia. But thank you, yes, and I hope everyone had a good Christmas and or Hanukkah as well. Dan is here, says greetings from South Carolina. I'm a terrible friend, by the way, Dan. I'm a terrible friend. You put up some great comic book posts, one on Creepy, and I didn't get it. I think one was another Gold Key, and I didn't get a chance to watch them. I will watch them this week, I promise. I'm also going to do a wretched recap on the Mad Magazine you sent me. Rachel says, It's the weirdest thing, but when I checked your post at 4:30, all I saw was Weird Al, but I see your new post now. I think there's a time delay on my stuff. I don't know why. Happy holidays to all, says Dan. For some reason, I think sometimes my stuff doesn't post properly, which is why some people saw it only in the last hour. But thank you for checking. From now on, I'll do them the night before like I used to. It was an afterthought or a last minute thought, a last minute afterthought. Angela is here. Angela McCardle is here. Says, "Hey everyone, last week was rough, so I need a few laughs tonight. I will do what I can to make myself a buffoon for you." Oh, Angela, I I could be such a fool for you. How was that? Denny said, "I made it." Yes, you did. Everyone's saying hi to Angela. Tug says, "All warm laughs here." Angela, definitely. And Indy says, "I hope the Doctor Who question is a trick question, like what's the only episode in the show's history the BBC spent more than £100 on?" I know where this is going. The trick is that the answer is none of them. I know, but that's why it was so charming. The pathetic special effects. When they tried to do the new ones in the 21st century that actually had a budget, I didn't realize how hokey and horrible it was. Lynn says everyone did other things. Generally speaking, yes. Oftentimes people do other things. Angela says, "Laugh my ass off." Thanks, Thrash. It was the best I could do in such short notice. That was actually from an old Monty Python bit. Oh, oh, Beatrice. Oh, John. Oh, Beatrice. Oh, John. I could make myself such a fool for you. And then she puts the silly mask on and anyways, again, best I could do. Daddy says, "My video today was on Starlord #1. I got one for Christmas. Tug, check out the video." Oh, and speaking of video, I didn't check out your Johnny Five is Alive either, Tug. I'm a terrible, terrible friend. I'm very sorry. And Teb says, "What's your favorite moment of 2025? New Year's Eve." Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a rough year, guys. All right, all kidding aside, probably when I got the new job. Getting the new job was a very good positive. Particularly, I was starting to bite my nails. I was this close to actually thinking about going back to the restaurant, even though my screaming joints in the knee, pause, uh, were saying otherwise. But I don't know what it is. Has this ever happened to you guys? You find a job that on paper is perfect for you. You go in, you ace an interview, the interviewer is like over the moon for you. They're not just being polite. You could tell that everything's going swimmingly, and then you never hear back from them. It's the darndest thing. Tracy says, "I am sad. One of my YouTube people has passed." Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I lost it. Oh my God, that is so tragic. Oh, similar thing happened to Adam Wu on Dan's channel. His name was Adam, and he had a child called Adam the Woo. Oh, uncanny. Okay, guys, moment of silence for Adam the Woo. He apparently has touched many, many YouTubers' lives. Okay, moment of silence. Au revoir, mon ami. A bientôt. I try not to do modeling, but anybody who meant that much to people deserves it. Will do, Danny Tug says. Yep, Zublix, the end. To Tev. Channel, not child. I knew what you meant, but you know me, I read phonetically. I just, whatever's on the screen, I read. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Emily says, "Tracy, I saw your post about him on Facebook. I'm sorry." Yes, commiserations, my friend, commiserations. And yes, he was very young, Tug. And Angela says, "I saw that, Tracy. I'm so sorry to hear about Adam. My ex husband passed away 4 days before Christmas." And Dave says, "I love Short Circuit when it came out, 84, 85. Mid 80s. Oh, Wedgemin is here. He says, hello, everyone. Wedgemin, so good to see you, my brother. And Tracy says, I am so sorry, Angela. Uh, yeah, very sorry as well. I'm sorry. Was it, hold on, this Christmas or a Christmas? I was going to say, it's astonishing how many people times, I'll come in again, how many times people lose people around the holidays. Uh, if you meant before this Christmas, again, commiserations. I'm sorry either way, but if it was this Christmas specifically, I'm very sorry. And Cindy says, "What two singers passed on Christmas Day?" Um, I'm not sure. Please tell us. We've had so many deaths, and I don't remember specifically singers. Wait. One of them was for the Cure, and I'm ashamed. I saw them live, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, and I forget the other one, but I'm guessing one was from The Cure. Well, the world goes around, and the world does drag me down. And you see what I did there? Here we go. A lot of people saying hello to one another. So I'm going to skim through that. Angela says, thanks, Wedge. I was shocked when I saw his girlfriend posted it. So I think it was this Christmas. Emily says, I don't know how many folks on YouTube. I have no clue who Adam was. It was Adam the Woo. I I'm sure I've seen his stuff before, but he was a good friend with Dan and Tracy. Go Ron Burgundy. Keep it sassy. Good one, Indy. Nice reach. As Wilk says, he did a daily blog, a daily vlog for 5 years. That's where Daily Dan came up with the Daily Dan blog. It was from Adam the Woo. Uh, James Brown and George Michael. Earlier Christmases, I guess. I think you meant this past Christmas. And Emily says, "What did San Diego ever do to you, Indy?" Um, in Anchorman, Ron Burgundy always would say, "Keep it sassy, San Diego," but the joke where he just reads whatever's on the teleprompter. That's what I do, whether it makes sense or not. And um, oh, oh, girl I had a crush on in the '80s. Christina Applegate. I was gonna say girl I had a crush on in the '80s. That doesn't narrow it down. Christina Applegate who's trying to get him in trouble, so she prints go blank yourself, San Diego. Denny says Adam the Woo had a channel called The Daily Woo. He was one of the first YouTube friends I had. My channel, The Daily Dan blog, was inspired by him. Um, that is for the benefit of those of you who came in late. And Angela says he passed on December 25th, 2025. And again, I'm very sorry. And Teb says, sad to hear about Adam the Woo passing. YouTube was never the same without him. That's very touching. Uh, Teb. And Ziplik says, Dean Martin. Dean Martin died on Christmas Day too? Sucks. And he says, I was quoting Ron Burgundy. Well, yes. And he's right. Milk was a bad choice. Angela says, the keyboard is from The Cure. Yes, I can't think of his name to save my life. And I saw them live once. That was many years ago, and I was probably under the influence of something. Emily says, wasn't that the Anchorman dude? Indy, yes, it was. In fact, oh my God, this is so sad. Aubrey Plaza, who's a very, very, very sweet child, but has had such a rough life. Her husband died recently. Speaking of death, but she did this thing. Will Ferrell was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he decided to do it in character as Ron Burgundy. And Aubrey Plaza, who clearly had a little too much to drink at this event, ran up to the stage, grabbed the achievement award, is like, ha! And pretended to try to take it away from him. And Will Ferrell, rather than stay in character and go along with the joke, he just sort of looks at her like, what's wrong with you, girl? And she just kind of crumbled and crawled back to her seat. And I know Indy's going to get this, but you folks know where she got that from. when Harvey Korman won, was it an Emmy? I think it was an Emmy. Tim Conway just got up and followed him on stage like they won it together, like the Smothers Brothers, and just kind of stood there with this hangdog look, like, "Why are you ignoring me?" And it was all done impromptu. No one was in on it. Harvey Korman took it like a champ. He just played it off. It was one of the funniest moments in TV history, and I think Aubrey Plaza was trying to create a TV moment and failed miserably in the same manner as Andy Kaufman. Denny says R.I.P. Bridget Bardot passed away on the 28th. I hadn't heard. Andy says by some strange coincidence. Yes. Yes. Yes, by a strange, startling coincidence. Tug says last Christmas. 2025 is this, not last. But of course, I guess now it is the last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Cindy says, yes, I meant on Christmas Day, period. Thrash. Roger. Again, I read phonetically. Oh, and she goes on to say, I gave you my heart. Strange. Emily says, oh, I never saw it. Saw the second one, though. Cindy says, message retracted. Message retracted to you, too. Tracy says, Adam used to do pop culture, cemetery, small town, Europe, and other locations, and then show them off on his channel. Correct. Cindy says, I give you my heart. Teb says, Dean Martin and James Brown both passed away on Christmas Day. Bummer. Didn't Vlad the Impaler? Didn't he die on Christmas Day too? The one Dracula's based on. It may have been the day after Christmas, but he was defending a castle or something. I forget. Anyway, never mind. Tug says, now it's stuck in my head, Cindy. Emily says, I don't even know. Dean Martin was sick. Oh, he's been dead for years. And again, Cindy says, so did James Brown. Zerble says, he took the Judas option. Very sad. Taking the Judas option. And Cindy says, me too, to Tug, yes. And he says the Cure's keyboardist was Roger something. It's closer than I got. And it says Tim Conway. Yeah, so you knew exactly what Aubrey Plaza was trying to do before everyone else did. So yes, you are correct, Tim Conway. Sean is here. Oh my God, Sean! Let me guess, you got the memo. Awesome. Yeah, I decided to do a post today to let people know. And he says Danny's was Perry Bamonte. Yes, a Perry Bamonte. I'll take a Perry Bamonte. And it says sick, 27 years old. Ah, the 27 club. Yes. Yes. Watch me is working on dinner. He'll BRB. Oh, we'll be here when you get back. Cindy says George Michael did as well. Tug says he was the most metal Christmas tree. The Vlad. That Vlad. Mhm. And Denny says Vlad didn't really die. He became an undead. Didn't you see that movie? All of them. And Tree says, Tug, were you on today? And Cindy says, last Christmas was the top song on Christmas, not Mariah Carey. Ha! And he says, Vlad Tepes died on the middle of December fighting the Ottomans, but I don't know the exact date. Okay, that sounds about right. I thought it was like the day after Christmas or Christmas Day, but it would be like the Ottomans to attack on Christmas Day because it was one of their holidays, attacking your enemy's holiday. Not a bad move, although they lost. The sick man of Europe. Hey, first Elliot would have worked too if it wasn't for World War One. Tracy, explain that to them. Zubik says, a go not old T pawns. Yes, a go not old either. Yes, indeed. And Tug says, no, Tracy, I just got back in town and now I have a bad case of airport sick. Oh, bummer. And Sean says, Perry Bamonte, just to be clearer, is the key. Oh, the keyboards of the Cure. Thank you. Thank you. Context. I'm so sorry. I now I got it. Okay. Perry Bamonte. Thank you. Thank you. I will remember that in future. I guess I didn't know that at all, but I'm so sorry. And I was thinking of somebody else. And my memories are what it used to be, at least for what I recollect. And Diddy says, had a sat through the endless drama of Winds of War, they named it because it blows. I don't know. Robert Mitchum was pretty cool. Um, I tried watching the sequel series, the War of Remembrance. That's worse, and they get in a lot of trouble for that. But that's another story. So this is all I want for Christmas is you. Fighting autocorrect, Sean. Yes, as are we all. And Angela says, "Oh, thanks, Sean. I couldn't remember. I'm dealing with a head cold and my brain is addled with cough medicines and very sorry. Oh, only 257 is here. Oh, great. How are you doing? My radio station plays Christmas music all month. I hate that. I hate that. It's obnoxious." And he goes on to say, "My staff members are watching Lif Niffle NFL on Fox. Big Guys 45 is here. Big Guy, how good to see you, my brother. Welcome." And Emily says, "Only that's why I don't listen to the radio." Well, radio is a sad salvation. And Sean goes on to say, laughing at me, flexes my Kerry White psychonetic powers. And Emily goes on to say, "Andy, that made me smile." A lot of people saying hi to Big Guys. Doug says, "Vlad invites you over to hang out with him. Do not accept." And Big Guy says, "I'm still doing something or other. I'm still doing good, by the way, just more active on TikTok." Yeah, I remember you said that in past, and Instagram, Reddit as well. Excellent, instead of here on YouTube. And Emily says, "Sean, do you not know who I am? We all know who you are." And Denny says, "Wow, I really hate Robert Mitchum." And 57 says, "Angels versus Philadelphia Eagles." And Sean's to Emily says, "Heh." And Emily says, "Eric, if you don't have a stick up your blank before you visit Vlad." It's called an impalement. And Ziblik says, "All I know is that the Chiefs are out of the contention." Yes, they are. They sure are. They had kind of an off year. I think Mahomes is having some problems at home. Mahomes. And Cindy says, "My radio station starts Christmas after Halloween." Ugh. And 257 says, "Emily, who is glad Star Trek from the 60s?" I think we're all glad about Star Trek from the 60s. Tracy says, "Aliyah is a prayer." It is. It is. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I said it wrong. Elliot. It's before in the late 1800s, the Jewish community had this wonderful idea to recreate the state of Israel by buying it outright from the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire said, they were actually moving into the Caucasus because they were trying to find oil deposits, and there was no oil along the Judean Strip, so they were just buying it outright. The problem was World War I happened, and the Ottoman Empire was on the other side, and so the Allies nullified the agreement. Initially, the British Empire was going to honor it. Well, things happened. But and the word I was going for, I thought it was pronounced Elliot. But I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. The first Elliot. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into a geography lesson. But I felt, having put you on the spot, Tracy, I felt compelled to actually take you out. And he says, before Vlad invites you over for a steak, might I suggest a deep dive into the exotic world of homophones? Okay. Zubik says, I heard it is a torn ACL. And Emily says, stay sharp, Indy. He always is. Oh, speaking of which, Emily, I have a question for you. Did you watch the old Beauty and the Beast show with Ron Perlman back in the day? And if you did, does it ever explain how the beast became a beast? Was it a curse? Was it Dr. Moreau? What was it? Because I never saw the first episode. I'm not even sure it was ever actually explained. Oh, that question goes to the floor too, by the way. So, Emily, if you know, great. If not, if anyone knows, I will accept the answer from anyone. And he says, before Vlad, and oh, I already read that one. I'm sorry. Ah, Indy pointed remark. Wajimine says, back for now. Cindy says, yes, it was. And Emily says, would you believe I got that? Of course you did, Emily. Don't sell yourself short. That's why I suggest we all wear heels. So we don't sell ourselves short. Angela, that was also for you because you did a laugh. Angela says, I did adopt a new cat the weekend before Christmas. She is a 2-year-old tabby named Scooby. Scooby Dooby Doo. And what mean says, we have a cat named Snoopy. Well, hang on, Snoopy. Snoopy, hang on. And Emily says, actually, I never watched it. Oh, that's okay. I thought you said you had. I thought we had talked about it somewhere along the lines, but if anyone else has seen it, please let me know. And he says, wow, it was liking watching the Blue Angels perform over your head on that homophone joke, Thresh. Was it? Explain. And Tim says, Thresh, what did you and your family do for Christmas? What we always do. We ate Chinese food and some Italian. It was a subdued affair. Just immediate family was over. My brother-in-law just wasn't up to it. But when I went to, I also picked up some food from my old Italian restaurant, and my old friends were there. And my boss insisted on buying me a beer, and we had some very nice fellowship. It was very nice to see them again. They say they all miss me, and every day someone asks about me there, or week at least. Ziplik says, make up T Pawns, but in the Ron Perlman case, he needed very little of it. Oh, that's mean. That's mean. And yes, I know they used makeup to make him into a beast. What caused the man to become in the beast in the context of the show? But thank you. And Emily says, Angela, thank you for adopting an older cat instead of a kitten. Yes, that's very, very kind of you. You can rehome cats up to 14 years, I've heard. And Emily says, Indy, that's what I call my phones. Oh, And Tug says, why did you sing Scooby Doo like it was Strangers in the Night? Um, you're kidding, right? Okay, Frankie Sinatra used to do like Shooby Dooby Doo, and people would think he was just free forming when he would do that. In fact, he was doing drugs at the time and would often forget songs during his performances. So, with Strangers in the Night, he would go to Scooby Dooby Doo, baby. And although that sounded more like Sammy Davis Jr., but one of the Brat Pack members. But anyway, what happened was the story goes, and this is anecdotal. So, Superplex, Indy, the rest of you, please feel free to pounce on me like zombies in a zombie movie. But when they were coming up with a name for the dog in Scooby Doo, because he wasn't named that initially, they it was just going to be the talking dog. Someone said because the Scooby snacks were supposed to have like, yeah, wow, mellow man, in them. They, as a way to poke fun at old Blue Eyes, they named him Scooby Doo. I can't wait to see all the corrections in the comments below. But anyway, that's the answer to your question. 257 says, in the autumn of 1975, Roger Corman set out to make the fastest, cheapest drive-in movie in the history of New World Pictures. This wild, uproarious cult classic is the result. 1975, Roger Corman. cult classic. All I can think of is, and I know I'm wrong, but all I can think of is Desiree 2000. And Rachel says, I think the best was just born that way. Good way of putting it, Rachel. Yes, the best is just born that way. And we jumped again, so I think I really jumped. Holy cow. Oh, 57 says Hollywood Boulevard, 1976 movie, Pawns and Wedgemine. Okay. Things were born that way. Okay, I'm caught. Be right back. Excellent. And I think I'm caught up more or less. Tab says my mother got a brand new TV for Christmas because her old one kind of broke. I got this great gift, by the way. By the way, it looks like a TV, but it's just a shell. You put your cell phone in it, and the screen is a big magnifying glass. So it turns. If you want to watch YouTube videos on your phone, it's like watching a portable TV. It's really slick. Tug says I'm not a homophone. I'm just a fairy. I'm not a prisoner. I'm a free man. Be saying, you know. Someone says actually Perlman performed Hellboy without makeup. Why are you being so mean to Ron Perlman? There were some of us who wanted him as president. Exchanging glasses. Oh, what was it? We used to sing on the school bus, "Stranger Than the Night," exchanging brassieres. This one's too tight. I think I'll have another. Wow, we really got sung stuck in our head, didn't we? 257 says MST3K episode Angel's Revenge was hilarious. Was it Angel's Revenge? Okay, that explains that. Angela says, I had lasagna for Christmas dinner. Love lasagna. 257 says, great riffing in that episode. Tracy says, "Ah, Scooby." Emily says, I wonder if my books are homotones. Depends what the content is. Angelina says, yes, Tracy, she is adorable and friendly. Uh, yes, Tracy is. And Indy says, to Tug, Thrash may have gotten that tune from Rich Little back in the day. Well, if there's one thing I always loved, it was Rich Little's Ronald Reagan impression. You know, Mommy and I always loved that one. Oh, Death Race 2000 should be correct? Oh, good, because it was all I could think of. Let's just see. So sweet. Back in the oh, we ate Chinese food too, Tracy. Of course you did. Definitely said Nancy swears Frank Sinatra was clean and sober. Um, he became clean and sober, but no, he had a drug problem at one point in his life. He did become clean and sober. That much I will give him. And I assume you mean Nancy Sinatra. Although Nancy Walker may have known as well. And he says to Tracy, but it's smiling at me, the duck. Yes, indeed. Cindy says, I made baked chicken and ham. One of the things I got from the Italian restaurant was it was mini chicken breast stuffed with stuffing. It was absolutely fantastic. It was in a light gravy. It was fantastic. And chicken franchise. And Sean says to Emily, Charmed 13, you are peak, Emily, tonight. LOL. You are. You're in like rare form. You're doing wonderful, Emily. It's very. Oh, and Tracy says Chinese turkey. One year around Thanksgiving, the Chinese restaurant I worked at had turkey fingers instead of chicken fingers. They're actually fantastic. We had them cold turkey. And Denny says, LOL, Scooby Snacks was the first edible in popular culture. Yes, it was. And Emily says, I've been saving up for the end of year, Indy. And Emily, we are very, very grateful. Oh, should be correct. That's where I came in. Uh, and I'm gonna skim through. Someone says, "Have you fixed your car, Emily?" Oh yes, that's working out for you. And absolutely not super. My wife has no plans to help me with it, so I guess it's just going to sit there and rot. Oh, I'm so sorry, miss. I'm very, very, very sorry. And watch me move back in a bit. And 257 says, Tom Servo, do you think Peter Lawford even knows where he is? Not anymore. Speaking of the Rat Pack, though, and Tug says, I just want him to give a State of the Union address where he says, war never changes. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say again. It's Song Night Thrash. Yes, Cindy, it's always Song Night. And Tracy loves Tom Servo. Zubik says, sorry for Emily. Emily says, what is the trivia tonight? Oh, Mrs. Thrash got me a new trivia game. And I took the questions from there. I modified them a little bit because I thought it'd be a cop out to just borrow from them. But it's going to is that a hint you wanted to do trivia? Let me just scroll through these the backlog really quick. And Emily says to Zuper, it's fine. I've been realizing I'm stuck and there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. And Tug says the NyQuil is kicking in, so I've got a jet. Good night, all. Tug, thank you so much for coming in. You can watch the trivia in replay. And he says to Emily, and thus the human condition explained in one sentence. Yes, indeed, it was. And Emily says Nancy Sinatra said on Twitter today that Dean Martin and Frank were never alcoholics. Okay. And let's see, a lot of people saying goodnight to Eric. Angelina says the only Roger Corman film I can even think of is Battle Beyond the Stars. Ah, yes, Seven Samurai set in space. Say that 5 times fast. And Gary Carpenter's here. Says I'm here. So good to see you. So sad about Bridget Bardot, huh, buddy? And you know what? I think I'm caught up. So because I'm caught up, without further ado, again, this was a trivia game Mrs. Thrash got me, and it was kind of a neat gimmick. What it is it has the answer, and on the back it has 5 clues. And the trick is to get it in 1 or 2 clues. Uh but what I did was I took the answers, took some of the clues, rearranged them, added my own red herrings, and basically it's a hodgepodge, is what I'm trying to say. There's no clear theme, mostly pop culture trivia, but I had to use the gift Mrs. Thrash got me. And as always, I'll give them to you in no particular order. Definitely this time because I forgot to number them. So, number whichever. Which of these Bond flicks was adapted into a comedic spoof? Was it A, Dr. No, B, In Her Majesty's Secret Service, C, Casino Royale, or D, Moonraker? I thought Moonraker was a spoof. I shall repeat. Which of these Bond flicks was adapted into a comedic spoof? Was it A, Dr. No, B, In Her Majesty's Secret Service, C, Casino Royale, or D, Moonraker? Give you guys a second. Yeah, this almost counts as a freebie if you're familiar with the work. And give you guys one more second to see if there's any couple last minute people coming in. I don't want to give. Yeah. I think all the answers are in. Yes, Peter Sellers starred in a spoof of Casino Royale from 1967. And so, yes, the correct answer is C, Casino Royale. Question, who's a Kowatsis? Okay. Quasi autobiographical gangster epic Goodfellas was directed by whom? Was it A, Quentin Tarantino, B, Martin Scorsese, C, Francis Ford Coppola, or D, Stanley Kubrick? I shall repeat. Quasi autobiographical gangster epic Goodfellas was directed by whom? Was it A, Quentin Tarantino, B. Martin Scorsese, C. Francis Ford Coppola, or D. Stanley Kubrick. And I'm very actually, he was the director. So it was directed by whom? Whom? Directed by who? When it's the object, it would be the movie would be whom, but the director would be who? It would behoove me. Well, I'm sure you're right. But anyway, the correct answer, it is whom. Okay, sorry guys. Jeez. The correct answer is Martin Scorsese. Grammar Nazis. I'm teasing, I'm teasing. A question, hey diddle diddle. This comedic farce, post-apocalyptic well, that's right. This comedic farce, post-apocalyptic flick, takes place in London. Is it A, Zombieland, B, Warm Bodies, C, Shaun of the Dead, or D, Dead Snow? I shall repeat. This comedic farce, post-apocalyptic flick, takes place in London. Is it A, Zombieland, B, Warm Bodies, C, Shaun of the Dead, or D, Dead Snow? You guys are on point tonight. Denny says trivia makes my brains hurt. Oh, brainy hurty. Oh, 257 is going to take off. 257. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. Be good, be safe, be careful. We'll see you next year. The correct answer is, of course, C, Shaun of the Dead. Question Zingo Zango. I don't know. This amazing actress had a starring role in the action adventure epic Kill Bill. Was it A, Scarlett Johansson, B, Uma Thurman, C, Charlize Theron, and it's Theron, not Theron, or D, Barbara Crampton? I shall repeat. This amazing actress had the starring role in the action adventure epic Kill Bill. Was it A, Scarlett Johansson, B, Uma Thurman, C, Charlize Theron, or D, Barbara Crampton? And he says, I would have preferred Barbara Crampton by a mile. Oh, I had a crush on her. It was like I said, it was the 80s. I had a crush on everyone. But I'll give it another minute just in case. Although I think the woman who did star did a competent job. These are way too easy. Well, like I said, this was like it's a gift to me and a gift to you. I decided to do it. This won't be an ongoing thing because I think you're right. I think these are way too easy. But anyway, the correct answer is Uma Thurman. Question pie to the whip topping. The underground production of this product is a subplot to the generation defining flick Fight Club. A, amphetamines, B, hooch, C, pirated videos, or D, soap. I shall repeat. The underground production of this product is a subplot to the generation defining flick Fight Club. Was it A, amphetamines, B, hooch, C, pirated videos, or D, soap? And after I give the answer, we will get scores. Hatred of a key. Give one more second. Apparently he already knew the answer. Soap. It's soap. And yes, Gary is 5 for 5. Emily is everybody saying soap, soap, soap. Yes, it was soap. Uh, Susan Harris soap specifically, apparently, Cindy says. 5 for 5. I guessed on 2. LOL. We guessed correctly, apparently. Benjamin is 5 for 5. Rachel is 5 for 5. Wajil BRB. Zoomplex is 4 out of 5. Oh, come on, there's more review than that. Cindy is 5 for 5. Instead of 5 for fighting. Emily is 4 to 5. We'll give it to you. Sean is 5 for 5. Apparently, these are way too easy.